EMC is excited to announce CloudPools, the latest enhancement to our Isilon industry-leading scale-out NAS platform. Isilon Smart Pools is our existing tiering technology that allows us to seamlessly move data between different tiers in the same cluster. We can optimize the data placement across different node types to get the best performance and capacity utilization. CloudPools is the natural extension of this technology that allows us to push this data out to a fourth tier that is now either in a private cloud or a public cloud. This technology allows us to add elasticity and agility to our existing Isilon scale-out NAS platform. When users access their data sets, the users with the most frequent access and highest performance needs still access that data directly from our highest tier. As that data ages off, we can move that to a larger, more optimized tier of storage. And finally, when users access off our archive tier, that tier of data, whether it's on our NL archive platform or been pushed out to the cloud, the access is seamless to the end user or application. Regardless where your data lives, whether on your highest performance tier or your lowest archive tier or out in the cloud, you get the same one file system that you've come to expect from Isilon. This ability allows us to push data from our on-prem solution to a private cloud, whether you're using ECS, which is EMC's cloud storage solution in a box, or you're using a hosted solution or a full public cloud such as Amazon S3 or Microsoft Azure. CloudPools allows you to add agility and elasticity to your on-prem solution. Now we're going to take a look at how we can use CloudPools in a real environment. Right now we're logged into one of our Windows workstations as an administrator. Now the administrators have an IT share. So this IT share is where we put ISOs and other files. Now this share is currently getting quite full. Now the rest of the data on the cluster is application data and not really something we want to touch right now, but for the IT share, there's definitely some stuff that we could move out. Now I could kind of go through here and look at what all is in here and try and figure out where the data is. We see that there's, in this example, I only have 39 files, but it's a gig of data. One of the ways we could find out where exactly that data is very quickly is we can leverage our Inside IQ to take a look at where that data lives. Inside IQ is now delivered as part of, included with every cluster we sell. So this is no additional cost. You get all of these tools that I'm about to show you. So we're going to go to File System Analytics, and we're going to pull our latest report. And now that our analytics tool no longer has to do full file system scans, all of our customers will be able to use File System Analytics to get more current data. So we're going to look at the IT share, and real quickly we see that out of those 4 folders, almost all the data is in this folder called Old ISO. So let's use this as a candidate to push out to the cloud. Just to show you what's in that folder, let's go ahead and pull up ISOs. Oh, that's new ISOs. Let's go to Old ISOs. And just here's a text file in here as well as we can show for testing. So this is my data. Currently it pops right up because it's just on the cluster. So let's now go back to computer. We see we're fairly full here. Now, in order to leverage CloudPools, first we have to do the initial setup. So we're going to go ahead and switch over to our OneFS administrator and go into File System, Storage Pools, and we're going to create a new cloud pool. So the first step in creating a cloud pool is you have to add a storage account and then designate that as a cloud pool name. So this is the step where we actually need to have a cloud storage device set up. So this can be an on-prem ECS, or it could be Amazon S3 or Azure. So right now we're going to actually use a hosted solution of ECS. So, and you can try this as well. If you want to try out ECS, you can go to portal.ecstestdrive.com. Once you create an initial account, you can come in here and you'll want to first manage your secret keys, and you'll need to create a new secret key. Once we do that, we can go back to our credentials page, and we have our access key and our secret key and our endpoint. So now we're actually ready to take this information and put this into OneFS. So we're going to say create a cloud storage account. So this is called our ECS test drive account. We're going to call it ECS appliance, and we are going to pull the access key. Actually, I think first we need to get the endpoint. Then next we switch back and we get the access key. That's our username. And then finally we get the secret key. I'm going to copy that and paste it in here. Now I am behind a firewall which does intercept our SSL traffic, so we are going to skip the SSL validation. However, you shouldn't be required to do that unless you're also behind a firewall that intercepts your HTTPS traffic. So we're going to go ahead and connect that account. Once that is connected, the next step is to create a cloud pool. So we're going to say create cloud pool and call this ECS. We're going to say EMC ECS appliance, and we're going to select the account that we just created. So that quickly, we've just added the credentials for our cloud account. Now we did use the portal, but again, you can use Amazon S3 or Azure as your endpoints, and you can actually, as you see, you can have multiple of these cloud pool endpoints as well. So the next step is, as I mentioned in the PowerPoint, we just extended Smart Pools to include Cloud Pools. So it's just another tier. So really, there's very little additional administration to do in order to configure this. We already had all this tiering policy framework put into place. We're going to call our policy a Cloud Pool. And since we're just going to go ahead and select that path directly, but you can see that we can also use modified time, or we could also use access time, or two of the more common ways you identify data that you want to move to the cloud. So let's just do path and say matches and type IFS IT share old ISOs. And let's just double check that that's the correct old ISO. So old ISO. Now we scroll down here and we say move to cloud storage. So we're going to say select ECS, and we're going to encrypt and compress that data. So just that easy, we've created a policy that selected a single folder and says push that data out to the cloud. So now we're going to actually let that run overnight and come back in the morning and see where we're at. Now we come back in the morning and we see that our IT share is basically empty. So we can go into our IT share and we go back to these old ISOs and we see all our files are still there and the size is 1 gig. However, the usage is the actual space on disk has now been eliminated. It's been pushed out to the cloud. And we have this little text file. Let's try opening this text file. And it's going to take a little longer, extra, and it pulled up, this is my data. However, if I close it and then open it again, it's going to come up very fast because we do maintain a local cache. That means if files that were pushed to the cloud start getting access frequently, we will cache them locally so that the user has a good experience. So that's it. We've pushed some data out to the cloud and accessed it in a seamless fashion, and we were able to reclaim space from our IT share and continue our business as usual operations.